afternoon. Happy Vlogmas day 4. I look a little crazy today. I just woke up from a nap. I vlogged earlier this morning for another Vlogmas episode. And then I took a nap because I am just not feeling good, and really I am struggling right now to get things done. I think you guys are a little crooked. Sorry if you're crooked. I feel like it's a little crooked, but when I just tried to push it, it didn't move, so maybe not. I don't know. Sorry if it is. Do you need to go out? 1 moment. So, like I was saying, I just don't feel good. I'm very tired. I'm feeling very nauseous. Like, I'm not feeling it, and I have so much work that I have to get done. And I kind of feel like I've been procrastinating all day, but also it's really not procrastination. I just don't feel good. And when I don't feel good, I don't want to do anything. And I don't know if that's necessarily healthy, but it's really how I'm feeling. And one thing I did not factor in starting like a whole new wave of content on all of my social media platforms is that this first week my period was going to start, and that I like trying to do work this week was just going to be very annoying, very draining, very exhausting, that I was going to have no energy for it, let alone like be feeling good physically to be able to do it. But I have all this content that I need to film, that I need to edit, I need to post, all the things. A new project that I just put on my lap to do. So it's a lot, and I'm overwhelmed. But again, I feel like I'm only overwhelmed because my cycle's coming and all of my emotions are like on 10. My hormones are all over the place. Another thing that I was thinking about is that I really was wondering, because before going through depression, I know, I'm sorry if you're new here. I started creating content because I was depressed for 5 years, and I wanted to use my experience, everything I went through, to help other people either get out of depression, not ever be depressed, and like that sort of thing. So that's what this channel is for. But so if you're new here and you're like, what are you talking about? That's what I'm talking about. You can also find all of my story or journey that I just put up the last episode a couple days ago. It's 4 episodes, and it's my entire journey from what I can recall of going through depression from before I knew that I was depressed up until now. So if you're interested, you can go back and watch that. I'll link it somewhere at the top so you can click on it to go watch it if you're interested and know like why we're here, what are we doing. But anyways, I was thinking earlier when I was laying down, why, outside of like my cycle coming and knowing like just this week or the week that my cycle comes, I'm just out for the count. Like, I just don't want to do anything outside of that. I was wondering, like, why do I feel like I feel so much more overwhelmed and so much more frantic, or like have anxiety about my plate being full? And I was thinking about it because before going through depression, this is what my life was like. I was always doing something. I was always busy. I always had something going on. Like I didn't have a moment for anything. And I was used to it. Like it didn't bother me. You know, I was always on the move. And so I was trying to figure out, like, why do I feel more overwhelmed now that like I'm getting back into just having things to do and being busy and, you know, whatever. And while I was thinking about it, I was like, I really think that the overwhelming feeling or the anxiety that's now attached to me being busy is because prior to me being busy, I was not taking care of my mental health. And anything that I was doing before being depressed that wasn't necessarily healthy or me intentionally taking care of my mental health, when it arises now in this new version of me, I become very hypersensitive and noticing things, and I get scared, for lack of a better word, or have a fear of, is that something that also contributed to me being depressed? And so I think the me being busy and having like a million things to do, being overwhelmed about it, or like the anxiety behind it, is because I wonder if subconsciously my brain is like, hey, this is what you were doing before you were depressed and this caused you to be depressed and you're doing it again, so don't do that. When it's okay to be busy, it's okay to have things to do, it's okay to, you know, be on the move, but making sure that I'm still being intentional with taking care of my mental health, and that the sacrifices now come differently. So before, my sacrifices would be me, like, okay, this person needs me to do this person needs me to do this, I have to get this done, I have to do this, I have to do, you know, whatever. And so I'll sacrifice taking time for myself to make sure I get all of these things done. And now it's like I have to be more intentional to say, yes, you still have to make sacrifices, because essentially we have to make sacrifices for certain things when we're trying to reach certain goals and like accomplish certain things in our lives. You have to sacrifice. Some things you're going to have to sacrifice. Like, it's really not possible to have it all at one time. At least I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? I do think that there are certain sacrifices that we have to make. And now it's like, okay, you know you have to make certain sacrifices, but you are not something that you can sacrifice. So yes, the work is important. Yes, the things you need to get done are important, and you don't want to just put them off so they don't get done, but you can't sacrifice your mental health in the process. So if you're feeling overwhelmed and you need a moment, you have to take the moment. You can't sacrifice, I need a moment and I'm just going to keep pushing myself and pushing myself until I get this thing done, because that's not good for your mental health. Which I think is good that I had that thought process, or like that it even came up, that I was wondering, like, why am I feeling so overwhelmed, or why do I now have anxiety attached to being busy? And so if that's the reason, I mean, at least now I know, and so I can be, again, more intentional with paying attention to that and saying, okay, if you're feeling overwhelmed because you've got a lot of stuff going on, it's time for you to take a break. It's time for you to go for a walk. It's time for you to just walk away from the computer for 5 minutes. Like, you know, give yourself a moment. And if you taking an hour break or 10-minute or 15-minute, whatever it is, sacrifices the time that you needed to allocate to a certain project or a certain task that you need to get done, then you have to make the sacrifice somewhere else. Like, you have to make up for that time somewhere else, but you can't make up for that time with taking care of your mental health. I hope that makes sense. So if it doesn't, best example that I can think of at the top of my head, like, if I'm really busy right now, or I'm really busy today and I have like 10 things to do, and I start to feel overwhelmed, and I'm like, okay, I need an hour. Like, I've just sat and looked at this computer for 5 hours straight. I need an hour away from this computer. Well, if I really need that hour to, like, if that hour makes a huge difference to whatever it is that I was working on, but I need this hour to give myself a moment to take care of my mental health, to be intentional with what I'm doing. I have to use that hour to give it to myself and take care of my mental health. I have to make up that hour somewhere else because I do need that hour for that thing or whatever it is I was working on. So if I was going to go hang out with a friend, well, either I can't go hang out with a friend now because I have to make up that hour there, or the time that I had to hang out with them is going to have to now be minimized, or, you know, figure out something else. Now, I'm not saying that every single time that that's what it needs to be, but in certain situations, and that's the best example that I can think of off the top of my head, that's what I mean when I'm saying like the time has to be sacrificed somewhere else where it's not me. Because me, prior to depression, I would be overwhelmed and I would be like, okay, well, I have to finish this because later on I have to hang out with a friend. So I don't have time to give myself this hour to not do what I'm working on. So I'm just going to push through. I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm going to finish what I have to do. And now that I'm done with this, I now have to go hang out with a friend. But now I'm exhausted. Now I'm tired. Now I'm drained. Now I don't have the energy to really sit and be with anybody. Like, I want to be alone. I want to, you know, focus on me. But I'm not doing that because I had my work to do that I had to finish. And I said that I was going to hang out with this friend, so I had to do it. That's what I mean as far as me no longer sacrificing myself when I'm feeling overwhelmed when it comes to like being busy and working. I know that was such a long explanation for what I was trying to say. I hope that makes sense. I know my mom tells me sometimes I can be really long-winded, but I feel like I wasn't making sense, so I was trying to make it make sense. So sorry in advance if that was too much. But anyways, because I'm not feeling it, I'm going to compromise because I do need to get the work done. And I was hoping that taking a nap was going to make me feel more energized or feel better. I don't know why I thought that, because it's my body that's exhausted. So I'm going to make a coffee right now, and then oh, there's no ice in there. Okay, so we're gonna make this iced coffee. Uh-oh, I am just spilling it everywhere. Hopefully it gives me a little bit of energy because I need to get work done. Sorry, don't mind the mess in the background. Like I said, I don't have it in me right now, and I have to wait for my mom to get home to bring the little dishwasher pod so I can put all the dishes in the dishwasher, because I'm not about to wash those right now. I have to be very strategic where I put my energy. So yeah, but anyways, the compromise is I'm gonna sit or lay on the couch while I'm doing my work that I have to do, like my editing and all of that stuff. I was gonna sit at the island. Our desk still hasn't come, and I'm so annoyed because it was supposed to be here last Friday, and it's just like, where is it? I want my desk so I can work at the desk. But anyways, I was gonna work at the island so I could like sit up and be like really laser focused, but I don't have that in me right now. So I'm going to just lay on the couch and do it because I need to get the work done, but I'm also trying to listen to my body, and my body is telling me I want to lay down. So that's the compromise. The only thing that's kind of, I don't know that giving me anxiety is the right way to explain it, because I don't know that it's necessarily my anxiety, but it's definitely frustrating because I don't feel good, and I need to film this TikTok that's supposed to go up today. And I was supposed to film batch content, and I'm starting to feel like it's just not gonna happen. Like, maybe I can film one video, like the video that needs to go up today, and then worry about the rest tomorrow. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. My brain's all over the place. This is supposed to be, well, this Vlogmas episode is supposed to be like a behind the scenes of my workday, or like creating content and my process, because I thought that would be really cool, because I work from home, and just seeing like it's not always, you know, as glamorous as you may see on social media, just from creators in general. Sorry, I know that glare is annoying. It's a little better, but that content creation is not as glamorous, or what's the word I'm looking for, easy as it may seem. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and countless hours of time that goes into content creation, between coming up with concepts, planning out those concepts, making sure they align with whatever your brand is, if you have a brand, like a personal brand, filming that content, editing that content, posting that content, but when you post that content, having captions and titles and hashtags and like all of these things that go into it, and then engaging with, if you get comments, likes, or shares or saves or whatever, like making sure that you're engaging with the people that are, you know, showing your content some love. So there's a lot of work that goes into content creation, and not that I ever thought like people that were content creators before I even considered, or not considered, but before I was even told that I was gonna be in that lane for, you know, my specific thing, I would watch people like on YouTube all the time, and not that I thought that what they did wasn't hard, but I did not understand how hard it was. And in the beginning of me like trying to learn how to do everything and understand how everything works, like already I was like, I have a different level of respect for content creators and influencers, because the work that goes into it, this is a 24/7 job. Like, it never stops. It's not like I clock in and clock out. Like, everything is content, everything is a job, everything is like my time all the time. Like, there's no break, if you will. And while it is, you know, on the perks side is, you know, you're on your own time, you make your own schedule, like you don't really have a boss, like besides like if you're working with brands or, you know, collaborations or certain things, like then you have like deadlines or, you know, certain thing deliverables that you have. But as far as like your part of it, you are kind of essentially on your own time. And while that's great that you don't have to go and physically clock into somewhere, it's still so much work that sometimes I'm like, would it be easier to just have a 9 to 5? Like, 9 to 5 sounds really good right now when I'm stressing out at 1 o'clock in the morning trying to edit this video and have it up by tomorrow, you know? Not literally, but you get me. So I think that we should have a lot more respect, if you don't, have a lot more respect for content creators and influencers, because it is not for the faint of heart. Like, people from what I've seen like to make it seem like content creation is, oh, that's an easy job, or that's not a real job, that's not real work. Like, babe, let me tell you, yes it is. Absolutely, 1000%. It's a real job and it's real work. It is not easy. Like, it's a lot of work. And when you become like a big content creator or a big influencer, it's just this times 10. Like, it's a lot of work to get yourself off the ground, for people to like get to know you and like grow a community and, you know, whatever. That's a lot of work. But I assume that once you become like this known content creator or this known influencer, the demand on you is higher. So you've got so much more content that you have to push out, because it's not just your ideas anymore. Like, you have deliverables from brands and companies and businesses that you're working with. And if you're in demand, that's a lot of, you know, work coming in, and that is so much more work. So yeah, and I know that's coming from me, and I just know that God is going to guide me, and he's not going to give me more than what I can handle. I just have to remember that I have to put me first and make sure that I'm being intentional with taking care of my mental health and not letting it fall to the wayside because, well, I have all this work that I have to get done. I can't be telling people to take care of your mental health, and this is how you take care of your mental health, but then I'm not doing it. So I have to factor all of those things in, but also feeling like it's very important for me to be real and authentic and know, like, just because I'm telling you how to take care of your mental health, or that you should take care of your mental health, doesn't mean that it's easy for me all the time, or doesn't mean that I don't have bad mental health days, or doesn't mean like, oh, I just have it all together because, you know, I'm telling you about it. Like, it's a daily job, like I always say, and it's work. Like, it's not easy to take care of your mental health. It's not easy to do the thing that you know you should be doing for your mental health, because sometimes you feel like, well, I'll just put that to the side, or it's not as important as this other thing. Hindsight, it's definitely more important than whatever it is that you're trying to compare it to. So that's enough of me yapping. I need to see what's on my to-do list for today that I was supposed to start hours and hours ago, but we're not going to stress about it because, you know, it is what it is. This is what I have to give, and I'm not going to stress myself out. So let's do some work together. Okay, so sorry for the lighting. I know that glare is probably going to be so annoying, and I keep trying to move it, but we're just going to have to go with it. I'm very sorry in advance. So right now I am looking at my to-do list for today, which I really don't know how much of it I'm gonna get done. The number one thing right now is editing the Vlogmas episode that's supposed to be going up today, which I will, if I do nothing else, that will get done. And then I need to film at least one video for the TikTok video, or like short form content, hopefully. And I think the only reason why I'm really stressing about that one is because, well, for one, it's brand new content. So new setting, new vibe, new everything. And I have a certain aesthetic that I want for this specific video, and I just don't know that I have it in me today to give that type of energy or aesthetic. So that's mostly why I am worried about if I'll get to it or not. But yeah. Then other than that, those are probably, oh, and then the secret project that I'm working on. I can definitely work on that today because it's just, I can work on it from the computer, so I don't have to like get up and move around and really do much. So those are the top things that I'm gonna worry about, and then everything else that's on my to-do list, I'm just gonna move it to the side or move it to tomorrow maybe. But I was gonna show you my screen, but there are certain things on here that I'm not ready to share yet. So I can't show you the screen, but I was just wanted to show you because I use Notion. So the way that I have my, I can kind of show you. Hold on, let's see. Okay, so this is my Notion that I use for literally everything as far as content creation. So these are my December goals, which I pretty much have the same goals here for each month to make sure that I'm staying consistent in everything. Right here is where I would usually put like important dates. I have a few that I could actually put here. I just haven't done it yet. But I know I am blocking like what's actually on the list. But this is what I use as like a quick to do so I can remember like things that I need to get done. I have like the dates, the dates, and then the day. And then just the little check boxes so I can keep track of all of the things. Sorry for the loud noise. Those dogs are so annoying next door. But anyways, okay, now that they've stopped. So this is what is going on here. And then here is where all of my content creation happens. So I put like quick ideas here that I think about like throughout the day or whenever it randomly pops in. That's what I do. And then I put all of my planning into the days. So these are the days that they go live. But for example, like for the Vlogmas episodes, they get filmed the previous day, or sometimes I'll do like a couple in a day, so I'll have like stock up on videos for days like today. If I wasn't feeling good, if I had content, then I would have had something that I would not have needed to film. But this is what this is. And then let's say we'll click on this one. So this is one of the new content ideas. So 12 days of self-care for the holidays. And then this is just like a quick overview of what it is I'm going to be talking about, examples, call to actions, that kind of thing. And all of my content planning looks like this. It just helps me to stay organized, really, and remember what's supposed to go where, because sometimes I just don't remember. I also have done like a lot of research as far as like what's good, what type of content is good for certain platforms on what days. So for example, like for Tuesdays, this is also something that I was supposed to film today. Don't know if it's going to happen, but this is another new content idea, your holiday talk survival guide. Again, same kind of breakdown, but this technically is a TikTok video repurposed for Instagram, which is kind of what I do. Like I'll film TikTok videos and then just film them on my phone instead of in the app, and then repurpose them for Instagram content. But for example, like on Thursdays, behind the scenes videos are better for Instagram instead of like talking videos. So this one's different. So this is a video concept idea that's only for Instagram. This isn't for a TikTok video, but because it's a vlog kind of thing, I could use it as like a second video for TikTok if I wanted to. So this is something that's specific for what's good for Instagram. So yeah, that's how I really plan my days. This is just, you guys can see, Vlogmas. I don't need to do much planning for Vlogmas. Usually for my YouTube videos, I have like a whole long thing to like tell me exactly what I'm talking about, all of my talking points, all of that. But Vlogmas is a little different, so I just put like what I'm going to be talking about in that Vlogmas episode. I can show you an example, let's say from last month. Let's say one of the living in alignment videos, just so you can kind of see the difference. So this is usually what YouTube looks like. It's very much more in depth, and I don't follow it like exactly to a T, but it just helps me to stay, you know, on track, because as you know, I can ramble a lot. So it helps me to kind of stay on task and on topic, so I don't get too off base. But that is how I plan my content. I absolutely love Notion because it helps me to stay so organized, so on top of things. I'm able to see very clearly like what I'm doing, and it's so easy to like move things around without having to like completely redo it. So I really love Notion for that. I also use a habit tracker on here, which I'm not really consistent with. I'm trying to be. 2025 is going to be a goal, to be more consistent with keeping up with my habit tracker, just because I think it'll help me stay accountable, making sure that I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, but that is how I start when I'm getting ready to sit down and do work. That is how I start it. I will go onto my Notion, look at my to-do list, look at all of the content. If there's content I'm supposed to be filming, if it's content that I've already filmed, I'll like in there, I'll change it to filmed content, needs to be edited, or edited, needs to be uploaded. So yeah, that's that. So right now I am going to go ahead and start editing Vlogmas day 3, and then I'm gonna worry about filming after. It's kind of stressing me out, and I think the more I think about it, it's just like, it's just not gonna happen. And I just I don't know, maybe I just need to stop thinking about it, to be honest. But let's go ahead and get into this editing. Okay, so I just finished doing the like rough edit for Vlogmas Day 3, which I haven't Since before Vlogmas started, I haven't edited vlogs in a while. I was just putting content videos out, and editing the vlogs for day 2 and 3 just reminded me how much I enjoy not only vlogging, but how much I enjoy editing vlogging, because it's so much easier or different to edit a vlog, and that just was so painless. Like, the rough edit was so much more painless than content videos are for me. This is why you don't do things when you're tired. When I edited Vlogmas Day 2, I was exhausted. And when you're exhausted and you do things, you don't catch little things. Like, you're just trying to rush through and hurry up. As I was putting in my intro and outro for Vlogmas Day 3 just now, why did I realize that the intro that I put for Vlogmas Day 2 was the intro for Vlogmas Day 1? And I can't change that without deleting the video and re-uploading it. Like, what? Oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed with myself. Because how did I not catch that? But see, this is why you don't do things when you're tired, because you don't pay attention. Like, you literally don't pay attention to the little things. And it's the little things. It's the little things you need to pay attention to. I'm at least glad that I caught it now, so I can just fix it. Look, as I'm getting ready to write Vlogmas Day 2. Goodness gracious. Okay. I just wanted to throw that in there as I was sitting here doing that.